Hey, so I'm one of rare Americans, I don't know when I say this, but I love public speaking. There's something about it that maybe I can talk to my parents putting me in place as a child or being in choir, maybe just personality. But I do think public speaking is an amazing skill. And to me, it's a fun adventure. And really, anytime you speak in front of somebody's audience, it's an honor. So, for those of you that are shying away from the topic, because let's start with some good news in a backhanded sort of way. And if you find yourself being nervous about public speaking and not really loving it, here's the good news: you are not alone. The majority of Americans, the majority of citizens hate public speaking. I studied public speaking in college, and I can tell you that many people would rather die than do public speaking. So you're not alone. But here's some more good news. You don't have to be the world's best public speaker. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to be perfect in your delivery. You don't have to do hours and hours of public speaking. But what I want to encourage you is don't shy away from it. If you're ever getting an opportunity to speak up, embrace it. And here's a few tips to help you do it well. When you are given the opportunity to public speak, maybe that's something like speaking at a prayer conference, or you're running as a school board member and someone has invited you to a forum where you're invited to share your views. There's a number of different situations. Tip number one, don't run away from it. Embrace it. Tip number two is go prepared. You don't have to go and be off the cuff. You also don't have to go and read a book of notes. There's different ways that people prepare, but a couple things that work for me is to create an outline. Find out from the host that's invited you in how much time you are given. Are you given 3 minutes? Are you given 30 minutes? And then get an idea from them on who is the target audience and what is it they would like you to accomplish in your delivery. When you prepare, you could type up notes, you could do an outline, you could use 3x5 cards. But what you want to do is basically you want to sketch out what is your key point you want to deliver. You don't want to make any more than 3 points. You want to start with an introduction. It could be something simple as, hi, this is who I am, and this is why I'm here to speak to you. And here are the 3 things I'm going to cover. 1, 2, and 3. And then you can go through your points. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. And then at the end, you always have a conclusion that says, to conclude what I've just been able to share with you, here's the point that I want you to take away. And you can repeat your points. So when you go in prepared, you are then able to go in a little more confident, but you do want to take time to practice. And so what I mean by that is get in front of your mirror in your bathroom, in your bedroom. Talk through things. Start a stopwatch, and just pretend like you are talking to your audience. You can watch how you're engaging. You can see what your default is of using your hands or not, but you can talk through the points, and that will help you go into your public presentation even more prepared. Point number 2 is always act confident. The truth of the matter is that the average citizen is not confident. We're all kind of hesitant on, how do I come across? What do I look like? But when you and I exude confidence, we give the perception that we are confident. So sometimes you have to put on a good face, even if inside you don't feel very confident. Smile, hold your head up, put your shoulders back, have your handshake be firm, and tell yourself internally that this is an adventure. You will survive, and you will have fun doing it. Point number 3 is always remember the other side of the room. One of the crutches that people can lean on is to only look at their notes when they're delivering. That's not good. You want to always be scanning the audience in appropriate ways. But then you also want to not just favor one side of the room. So if you find yourself, if you give a delivery and someone records you and you watch it and you are only leaning towards or paying attention to the right side of the room, that means you need to train yourself to remember the other side of the room as well. Don't forget those people. They will notice, and people will see. They will pay attention that you have not looked their way. So just go about that with a keen awareness that you are going to look up, and you are going to make sure you take turns addressing one side of the room and the other. You are going to be authentic. There is nothing wrong with making a blunder, with saying, wait, let me clarify that point just in case it didn't come across quite right. What your audience wants is they want authenticity and they want clarity. The clarity is going to come from as you give your outline, because you're going to go in prepared. You're going to know exactly what you're talking about, and you're going to have your 3 points, right? So you're going to provide clarity there. But they also want authenticity. They want to feel like that they're having a conversation with you. So if it helps you, when you give a public speech, pretend like you are having that conversation with the person in the front row or the person in the back row, that it's just the two of you in a coffee shop. Be engaging with them, provide pauses, and remember to be thoughtful in your delivery. You don't want to just run through things, but you also don't want to be very slow. So you want to measure it and practice it. And then finally, smile. There's nothing wrong with a smile. Granted, you don't want to go up there and just glue a smile on your face and assume that you are always going to look friendly if you just plaster a smile on your face. You have to be genuine with it, and it has to come from inside out. If you get up there, you get nervous, just smile, take your time, take the whole room, take a breath, and dig in. Public speaking is an honor. Whenever you get invited to speak up to an audience, I hope that you have the same kind of sense that I do, that someone is entrusting you with moments of their time, and they're also entrusting you with the gift of their audience. So use it in a way that values your audience. It gives them a taste of something genuine and that wants them coming back for more. You will find that as you practice, you will get more and more comfortable doing it. It is totally worth it. And you'll also find out that people will come up to you, maybe not right away, maybe down the road, and say, when you said this one thing, it really made an impact on me. You have a lot to impact, friend, so I hope you will embrace public speaking.